you are, sorry for my bad narrating, but, you are, of course, a nerd, and you are new to the school of Under High. Technically, people weren't very okay with you because they were scared of you, and that was for a reason. Not even the nerds liked you, and no one sat by you at lunch or anything, and that was normal for you because your skin was just pale. Your parents abused you, people called you Ghost Girl, and one day, September 11th, is the day that your whole entire life changed. A jock that went by the name of PJ had come up to you one day. He didn't make fun of you or anything. He actually talked to you. Hi, I'm PJ. After that, you had just waved. You just looked away and closed your eyes, waiting for the question. Why doesn't anyone sit by you? But no, he asked, would you like to be my friend? You look pretty lonely. You looked up at him as if he were joking, but you actually accepted. He was going to be your first friend at Under High. Others just stared at him in awe. Some people said, "Why are you with the Ghost Girl?" Years went by of you two going to the school, and people still made fun of you. People didn't sit by you or anything. Hell, PJ, he gave up his own group just to make you feel happy. But you thought that you never deserved his love. So one day, one horrible day, you decided you were going to end it. Your life. All you did was take the knife that you had in your backpack. You cut your finger to write a message on the wall in blood. Remember November 11th. It read. You had then just stabbed your soul, not even screaming. And later in the day, PJ had came around looking for you because you didn't show up at lunch or any classes at that point. No one else had been in the women's bathroom. He decided to go find you. He had no other choice but to go into the bathroom. He checked to see if no one was looking, and no one was. So he took the chance and he dodged into the bathroom. When he saw the sight, he dropped to the floor and he held your dead corpse in his arms, crying. He yelled for help, but nobody came. He had told his parents about what happened, and they had helped plan a funeral. They were the only ones who showed up, because everyone would show up, but they didn't want to act like wimps. But deep down inside of them, they knew it. They were actually sad you were gone. You had then felt sympathy for them, but couldn't do anything. See you again, you whispered with your dead spirit to yourself. Under the rainbow bridge, you finished. You then stared at PJ and his parents standing in front of your coffin, finally closing it with a very sad faces. They had then took you to the graveyard and buried you. Later on, PJ couldn't handle the fact you were gone. He thought it was his fault, He thought it was his fault that you had died. If he hadn't come sooner. He then started cutting himself, his parents not knowing that one day he hung himself. His parents had walked in one night when he never ever came out, not even to hang out with his brother Sil, which he loved greatly. PJ hadn't written any notes for his suicide, but his whole family, Ink, Error, Palette, Sil, hell, even Gino, Reaper, and Goth, and Haji walked in on him. He was hanging, just dangling there by the rope. Tears had been stung on his face. Everyone. Sil covered his own eyes. He cried hard. He ran to his room. Everyone just stood there, crying. He then was in heaven. He saw you standing there. You were crying because you had seen the scene before anyone had walked in. You were the first to witness it. PJ walked up behind you and held your shoulder, squeezed it tightly. "Hey," he said. You looked over at him with a very surprised expression, not expecting him until later. You then stood up and squeezed him tightly. You had missed your friend for so long. Then he said something that surprised you. "I love you," he said. You looked at him, not knowing what to say, except those 3 words that were in the sweetest English language. "I love you too," he said. You had later went on through life in heaven and apparently saw your parents again. But you didn't see yours. But you already had a better family. And that was PJ, Palette, Sil, Ink, and Error. They were all your family. But that's a story for another day, how they died.